rates and unit rates. Yeah. Kilometers per hour would be one.
Meters per second.
Meters per second you use in science, right?
Yeah.
Right. So what about when you get your first job? What do you care about?
Money.
Money. How many?
Money per hour.
TJ. TJ.
Yeah. Hours per year.
Okay, it depends. Probably your first job will be dollars per hour if you're young. But then you might have dollars per year in your salary. So we're going to go with your age, sort of, dollars per hour. And so I used, instead of the word per, that slash. So per, you could use a slash for. Like a fraction bar. Fraction bars mean what? Divide. Right. Okay. Alec, you can run pretty fast. What if you ran the boulder? What would a rate be to compare you to your friend Avi? What would the rate of somebody running the boulder be? What units? Miles per hour, or even more. How many? Jay?
Meters per second.
Meters per second's a rate, but I think in the boulder people wouldn't figure that out. Zoe? Yeah, how many minutes per mile does it take you to run? Or miles per minute? So those are all examples. Yes.
When you think of per hour, you can think of babysitting because you usually like babysit for like 2 or 4 hours.
Exactly. So one of the goals today is learn how to use a unit rate. Okay. So here we're and these are just rate types of rates. A unit rate would be like when you do babysitting. That's a great example. So a specific unit rate would be if you earn $7 per 1 hour. That's a unit rate because it has the number 1 in it. Or if you go to the grocery store, you might buy a big pack of Gatorade, but find out that the 1 Gatorade
equals this much sugar.
costs $1.50. So because it has a 1 in it, it's a unit rate. Okay?
What about if you're like a lifeguard?
You still get paid per hour, but you might be a salesperson, like a car salesperson, you might get per car. Okay? So those are some examples.
For a realtor, you might get half.
Right. Okay, I have an activity for you guys. I want you to get up, and I'm going to ask some of you guys. I just was watching some of your jump ropes, so jumping jacks. Alec, tell me how many jumping jacks you got.
24.
24? And Sydney?
29.
And Nina?
24.
Oh, so we'll put you up here, Nina. Riley, how about you?
I got
20. And 1?
15.
15. Okay. So there's lots of things to be possibilities, but if you were able to sustain that pace, and some of you are going so fast, I know it's not possible, for a whole minute, we could figure out your unit rate if you kept up that pace. So Michael, how many seconds are in a minute? We did this for 15 seconds.
60 seconds, right?
So how can I use a ratio table to get to 60 seconds, Michael?
You can multiply, so right from 15?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You can multiply by 4?
Right. And if you multiply by 4, then you get 60 seconds. And we can then say 60 seconds is equal to 1 minute. And so we can figure out your unit rate of jumping jacks. So Alec, I would have to take 24 and multiply by 4. So
I'm doing it right now.
how about practice mental math? What's 4 times 20?
96.
Okay. Let's do the next one with mental. Well,
Yes.
the next one with mental math, you could do 4 times 20.
126.
What's 4 times 20? 80. And then 4 times 9.
36.
36. And add them together, right?
The next one's 80.
So what was that? It was 80 plus 36, right?
106.
100 and 116.
And then the bottom one's 8. Oh yeah.
Okay, this one's easier, 80. And then yours is easy, right? You did one every second. So your unit rates then for that process were 96 jumps per minute, or 116 jumps per minute, or 80 jumps per minute. And then the last one, this is 60 jumps per minute. Juan, how many jumps per second would you do? 1, right? He'd also have another unit rate, 1 jump per second. So those are samples of unit rates, okay? So your job is to be able to find a unit rate. We just did that. And use a unit rate. We're going to do that. So there's a couple of examples here, but we're going to look at the second one. So I want you to use the unit rate in a ratio table to solve the following problems, okay? So if I want to use a ratio table, Ideen, since you love these, you're going to set me up in a ratio table, and you're going to use the unit rate. So this one, instead of finding the unit rate, you're using the unit rate. You're going to use the unit rate. So Ideen, in this problem, which is the unit rate?
The unit rate is $2.95.
Right, that's the unit rate right there, $2.95 per one smoothie. Okay, so guess what's going to be the titles of my table?
Smoothie and money.
Smoothie and money. And the dollars, since I have it on top in this, like first I'm going to put it in the top of my table, and I'm going to put smoothies here. And so I have $2.95 per smoothie, so per one. So Avi, how can I use that to answer the question of the cost of 10 smoothies?
You could just multiply it by 10, but you could go to the next one and do smoothies.
You could.
You could just keep doubling it.
Easiest way though is what you said first, and you want to go easy if you can. So $29.50. So it's just that simple. That's a basic using a unit rate. You guys do this already in your life. Like somebody, like JT was saying, you know if you have a certain rate when you're going to babysit, you know how to figure out how much money you're going to make for the night. So here's a different unit rate. So let's see. Simone, what's the unit rate in number 3? What per what? Where's the 1? The unit rate has to have a 1 in it. Uh-huh. And what's the other unit? So pizza's 1 unit. Money. Good job. So we have cost per pizza. Riley, what is the cost for one pizza?
For one pizza is $10.10.
10 for, oh, that's the cost of
one pizza.
Right. One pizza, and if I want to get 10, I'm just going to multiply by
Multiply by 10.
10. And what's $10.10 times 10?
$10.10 times 10 is 101.
Well, what's $10 times 10?
1,000. 100. I mean 100.
Let's see what Jay has to say.
If you take 10 times 10 is 100.
So 10 times $10 is 100.
And then if you have 0.10 still, you have to also times that by 10. So you would get 101.
Yeah, somebody had said it earlier, but I just wanted to make sure everybody saw where it came from. Nicely done. So 10 pizzas would cost $101. Part of your job is to just be able to use a unit rate. And the work for using it is sometimes just that simple. Okay, the other part of your job is to maybe find a unit rate and make a comparison. Okay? So I want you to tell me, look at this problem. It says, Enrique drives the van for the animal shelter. He records the number of miles he drove and the amount of gasoline he purchased. So miles and gasoline. Okay? Copy and complete the table. And then you have to figure out this question. When Enrique notices that the miles per gallon is low, he decides to drive to the mechanic. When do you think he went to the mechanic? So we have to compare every day. So sometimes when you compare, it's hard to compare things, but if you have a unit rate, you can compare them because they're all compared to one. So Andrea, how do I get miles per gallon on the first one? How many miles did March 25th, did he drive on March 25th? And how many gallons of gas did he use? 9. So I'm just doing this simple little ratio table every time to figure out my unit rate. So to figure out my unit rate, Andrea, what number do I want in the problem? To get a unit rate, what number do I need here? Somewhere. I need per, so unit means 1, so you need a per 1. How would you get a 1 there? Yeah. So do you guys, whenever you see the word unit rate, or if you're trying to make a comparison, get to a unit rate, you need a 1. So divide by what, Andrea? 9. And Avi, when you divide by 9, what do you get?
You get 29.
20.
9.
21. 21. So, Andrew, what's the unit rate? Reading in this 21.
21 per minute.
21 what per minute? Not minute, per 21. 21
Miles
per
gas.
gallon, right. 21 miles per gallon. Okay, so Maggie, help me with the next one. Figure out the miles per gallon for March 29th. How many miles were there? 102 and 6 gallons. So if I have to get a unit rate, I need a 1 here. What do I have to do?
You have to divide by 6.
Divide by 6. And when I do that, up here I get 17. I'll be your human calculator. So this is, what's the unit rate, Maggie? 17 miles per what? Per gallon. Why is it a unit rate? Why, JT?
It's per gallon.
Per 1 gallon, because there's a 1 in it. Okay, Anderson, do the next one for me. April 8th.
That's my birthday.
No, we're on this one, April 8th.
115 on the dot.
Uh-huh.
And 5 on the bottom.
Right.
And then you
I need to get to what?
need to get
Pardon?
So Anderson, divide by what?
you divide by 115.
I want to get to 1 gallon.
Oh, 5.
5, right? And when I divide by 5,
That would equal 23.
good job, 23 miles per gallon. And then we would do the last one the same way. And that would just be what, JT?
It would be. Oh wait, I had this in my head. Oh.
Just because we don't have a lot of time, I'm going to tell you it's 26 miles a gallon. So listen, guys, before you leave, I know there was that announcement. Stop, look, and listen. Now we can compare everything to 1 gallon. So what day is the lowest miles per gallon? Yeah, Zoe.
March 29th.
Right, so on March 29th, the mechanic is going to see Enrique because he's going to be bringing in his car. So just in summary, when you have to make a comparison in it with data, if you get everything to the unit rate, you're comparing everything to one, then you can tell which is more and less. Okay.